Why would we walk with that bag of sufferings of all those rocks on our shoulders? Time flies very quick. Just within a very short time to me, 2025 is gone. Now 2026. And it will pass by very quickly. 2027 will come very soon. And we seem like we're running out of time, right? When we are running out of time and we try to chase after it, and the more we chase after it, we suffer, and the more we suffer because we have done so many unwholesome things to ourselves and to the people. And of course, for us to forgive the others is pretty much easier than we forgive ourselves. There are a lot of times that we hurt ourselves, we hurt our parents, we hurt many people that we love. And at the end, we will regret. And without regretful, we cannot forgive ourselves. And we holding on to it and live with it. And we don't even have a happy day. When all those regretful just popping up, keep on rising and rising, that overwhelmed us. That is why we really need to do forgiveness. Asking for forgiveness from the others. We forgive the others, and then we also have to forgive ourselves. Let it go. Don't hold anything back. Doesn't matter how hurt it is, we have to let it go. To move on and to walk lighter and easier in our life. We come to this life, we have to walk on this journey peacefully, happily. We don't need to go through all that struggling and sufferings anymore. And then after that, we will do the loving kindness meditation. Loving kindness meditation is to radiate that metta. Metta is loving kindness. We radiate that loving kindness towards ourselves first. And then we share that, we radiate that to our loved ones, our parents, our loved ones, our friends, and the people that we don't know, and our enemies, and every beings, all beings in this world. That is how we spread loving kindness from ourselves to many other people. And if we have that very strong loving kindness within us, we can support our family members, we can support the person who suffer with all kind of illness very, very effective. Whenever our family members are sick or in critical condition, we always worry, cries, and we don't know what to do next. But when we have loving kindness, when we have that, all we need to do is just sit down, relax, and think of that person. Think of that person and spread loving kindness to that person. Let's say I stand at the back and see. Let's say our father, for example, he is in critical condition. So now that we need to radiate the metta, which is loving kindness, to him when he's in bed at the hospital. All we need to do is just sit down and relax, breathe in and breathe out, and then we do the loving kindness to ourselves first. May I be well, be happy, be peaceful. May I be well, be happy, be peaceful. We repeat that for 5 minutes, 10 minutes until we feel calm and cool. We feel our whole body submerged with loving kindness. Okay? And then after that, we thought about our Father. Imagine of his face right in front of us with this much of distance right here. When we close our eyes, imagine of his face right here. And then recite, may my Father be well, be happy, be peaceful. May my Father be well, be happy, be peaceful. Like that. And the more we do it, If we have a really strong mind, it can radiate that metta towards him. It is very important. That's how we help. Other than that, we can't do anything, right? The doctors are the only person who can help our Father by medical things. But for ourselves, we can't do anything except radiate love, loving kindness. So this is something that we really need to have in our life, so that when our turn, our family's members' turns, we know what to do instead of worries and frustrated. So let us do together the asking for forgiveness first, and then we do the loving kindness meditation. Okay? Let us all close our eyes, put the left hand on our heart,
Like medical sao? Hold on.
and another one. Now feel each and every heartbeat within our heart. To feel in those heartbeats. Each heartbeat has our parents live with us. Let us all remember our parents' face. It doesn't matter that they passed away or they still alive. Let us all remember their faces now. Let us all remember our parents' face. There are so many times in life we have hurt our parents in so many ways. In so many ways, we have made them cry. We make them cry. There are days, there are times that they ask us to come home for them, yet we are not home. There are times that they ask us to call. We always say we're busy. But when our friend needs us, we always be there for our friends. There are times that they sit in front of the door waiting for us to come home. Yet we are not home. All the food on the table getting colder and colder. Sitting on the sofas waiting for us. We're still not home. They cried many times. And then when they say something that we are not satisfied, we react and walk out the door, left them with sufferings and tears. Let us all ask our parents for forgiveness, to forgive us for all those things that we have done towards them. Because their love towards us is much more than us giving them. Their love is more like the water in the oceans towards their children. But our love towards them is just like a drop of rain on the leaf. And we also forgive our parents if they have done anything that is hurtful to us. Now, let's think of our loved ones. Remember their face. Remember our family's members' faces. Think of them. There were times that we also hurt them, injured them, and they also did the same. And injured them. Now that we will ask them for forgiveness, we also forgive them. Let us remember our friend's face. Let us focus if we have done anything wrong to our friends, we ask them to forgive us, and we also forgive them. And now, let us think of all beings, asking them for forgiveness. We also forgive all of them if they have done anything hurtful to us. Because of unwisdom, because of not mindful, we also hurt ourselves, injured ourselves. Let us all forgive ourselves. Let go of all that. May I be well, be happy, and peaceful. Think of those who are after me. May my parents be well, be happy, and peaceful. May my relatives be well, be happy, and peaceful. May my friends be well, happy, and peaceful. May the unfriendly persons be well, happy, and peaceful. May all beings in this property, in this area, in this city, this county, be well, happy, and peaceful. May all beings in this state of South Carolina be well, happy, and peaceful. May all beings in this country of the United States of America be well, happy, and peaceful. May all beings in this universe be well, happy, and peaceful. Take a deep breath. Another one. And last one. Let go of everything. Come back with this present moment right now and here. Thank you, everyone. How was it? Relaxed? Thank you. Now that we already forgive everyone, we forgive ourselves. It is now time for us to move on to the year of 2026 with happiness, peaceful, loving kindness, compassion. Will all of us move on to the year of 2026 with this way? Thank you. Thank you so much. That is the energy right there. We need that energy, okay? Sometimes when we need to make noise, we can make noise as long as we are mindful with it, okay? When we need to be silent, we can be silent. That's all we need to do. When we need to be silent, we keep silent. When we need to practice noble silence, then keep noble silent. When we need to clap, clap. When we need to make noise, make noise. Everything have to be mindful. That's all. Just like us, we walk 75 days, 76 days, right? To get here.
The turning of the calendar is a peculiar phenomenon. One moment, we are standing firmly in the familiar territory of the past year. And in the blink of an eye, that year has evaporated, slipping through our fingers like water. As we stand on the threshold of 2026, looking back at the phantom of 2025, there is a collective sense of acceleration. Time flies with a speed that can feel almost disorienting. The years seem to tumble over one another. 2026 is here. Soon 2027 will arrive, and we are often left breathless, feeling as though we are perpetually running out of time. In this frantic race against the clock, we develop a habit of chasing time, believing that if we just hurry a little faster, we might finally catch up to peace. Yet, the wisdom of the Walk for Peace pilgrimage reminds us of a profound paradox. The more we chase after time, the more we suffer. We suffer not because time is cruel, but because of what we choose to carry with us while we run. Imagine, for a moment, that you are setting out on a long, beautiful hike. You have miles to cover, mountains to climb, and vistas to enjoy. Now, imagine that before you take your first step, you fill a heavy burlap sack with jagged rocks and hoist it onto your shoulders. Every step becomes a struggle. Every mile feels like 10. We would never do this on a physical hike, yet this is precisely what we do in our emotional and spiritual lives. We walk through life carrying a bag of sufferings, a heavy load of grievances, hurts, and accumulated sorrows. We carry the weight of everything that went wrong in 2025. And indeed, in all the years prior, we carry the memory of our mistakes, the sharp edges of our regrets, and the heaviness of our traumas. The spiritual question posed to us is simple yet devastatingly direct. Why? Why would we walk with that bag of sufferings? Why do we insist on carrying these rocks on our shoulders when the path ahead requires us to be light? To enter the new year truly, we must first learn the art of setting the burden down. The heaviest rocks in our bag are often not the wrongs done to us by others, but the wrongs we believe we have done to ourselves and the people we love. Regret is a dense, suffocating energy. It is the residue of unwholesome things we have done out of ignorance, anger, or confusion. We look back at our history and see a landscape of fractured relationships and missed opportunities. We see the times we hurt our parents, the times we neglected our friends, and the times we betrayed our own integrity. This regret acts as a barrier, a wall that keeps the sunlight of the present moment from warming our skin. We hold onto it, living with it day after day, until it overwhelms us. It pops up in the quiet moments, a rising tide of guilt that ruins even our happy days. The tragedy of the human condition is that we are often our own harshest critics. It is frequently easier to extend grace to a stranger or to forgive a friend than it is to forgive the person staring back at us in the mirror. We hold ourselves to impossible standards of perfection, and when we inevitably stumble, we punish ourselves with a relentless internal narrative of failure. But without forgiveness, specifically self-forgiveness, we cannot move forward. We remain tethered to the past, dragging the corpse of our old mistakes into our future. To walk lighter, we must perform the radical act of forgiving ourselves. This is not about condoning our bad behavior or denying our responsibility. It is about acknowledging that we were acting out of a lack of mindfulness, understanding, or maturity. It is about saying, I see the pain I caused, and I release the heavy debt of hatred I hold against myself. We must let it go, no matter how hard it is, because our journey requires us to walk peacefully and happily, not to struggle under the weight of self-loathing. To begin this process of release, we must move out of our analytical minds and into the wisdom of the body. There is a powerful somatic practice in placing the left hand over the heart and the right hand over the left, a gesture of containment, safety, and deep listening. When we close our eyes and breathe into this space, we can feel the rhythmic thrum of our existence. Each heartbeat is a miracle, a drum that has been beating since before we drew our first breath. But if we listen deeply, with the ears of a pilgrim, we realize that this heartbeat is not ours alone. Each heartbeat has our parents live with us. The teaching reminds us, we are biological and spiritual continuations of our mother and father, regardless of the complexity of our relationships with them, or whether they are still walking this earth or have passed on. They are woven into the very fabric of our physiology. When we feel our heart beat, we are feeling the echo of their lives. This realization shifts our perspective from isolation to interconnection. We are not solitary beings struggling in a vacuum. We are the current edge of a long lineage. To heal ourselves, we must turn our attention backward to the source of our life. We must remember their faces, not just as they are now, but as they were in our memories, and acknowledge the profound, often complicated, bond of blood and spirit that unites us. However, remembering our parents often brings us back to the territory of deep vulnerability and regret. In the rush of our modern American lives, we prioritize productivity over presence. We become busy, that ubiquitous shield we use to deflect intimacy. How many times have we chosen work over a visit? How many times have our parents asked us to come home, to call, to simply be there, and we turned away, distracted by the shiny objects of our social lives or careers? The image of a parent waiting by the door, or of food getting cold on the table while they wait for a child who never shows, is a piercing archetype of neglect. It speaks to the asymmetry of love that often exists between parent and child. Their love for us is often oceanic, vast, encompassing, and elemental, while our love for them can sometimes feel like a mere drop of rain on a leaf, fragile and sporadic. We react to their clumsy attempts at connection with irritation. We walk out the door when they say something that dissatisfies us, leaving them with tears and suffering. This is the bag of rocks we carry, the knowledge that we have been impatient with those who gave us life. To heal this, we must engage in a dual flow of forgiveness. We ask them to forgive us for our absence, our sharpness, and our ingratitude. But crucially, we must also forgive them. Parents are human beings, flawed and struggling with their own bags of suffering. They may have hurt us, misunderstood us, or failed us in significant ways. By forgiving them, we are not erasing the past. We are cutting the cord of resentment that binds us to it. We are cleaning the slate so that the love that flows through our heartbeat can flow unobstructed. We do this for them, yes, but primarily we do this so we can be free. Once we have cleared the debris of the past through forgiveness, we create space for a new energy to enter, metta, or loving kindness. This is not a passive, sentimental emotion. It is a dynamic, active force, a spiritual technology for transforming reality. Consider the helplessness we feel when a loved one is sick. When a father, mother, or friend is in critical condition, our default reaction is worry. We pace the floor. We cry. We drown in anxiety. We feel useless because we cannot medically intervene. That role belongs to the doctors. But the mindfulness tradition teaches us that worry is a wasted energy. It helps no one and harms us. Instead of worry, we can substitute loving kindness. This is the most practical thing we can do in the face of suffering. We sit down, ground ourselves, and generate a powerful wish for well-being. We start with ourselves, filling our own cup until we feel calm and cool, and then we radiate that energy outward. We visualize the face of the sick person right in front of us, dissolving the distance between the hospital bed and our meditation cushion. We chant the simple, ancient wish. May you be well, be happy, be peaceful. This practice changes the atmosphere. It transforms our internal state from a chaotic storm of fear into a steady beam of support. While we may not hold the scalpel, we hold the spiritual space. We become a pillar of strength rather than a puddle of despair. This energy supports the family, supports the patient, and stabilizes our own minds so we can be effective caregivers when the time comes. This practice of loving kindness is not meant to be hoarded within our immediate circle. It is by nature expansive. The heart that has learned to forgive and to radiate love cannot be contained by the walls of a single home. We begin to see that our peace is inextricably linked to the peace of our neighbors. The prayer widens. We think of our friends. And then, with great courage, we think of the unfriendly persons, those who challenge us, annoy us, or oppose us. We realize that they, too, are carrying heavy bags of suffering. They, too, wish to be happy but often do not know how. We extend the wish of peace to them, disarming our own hostility. From there, the ripples move outward geographically. We visualize the room we are in, the property, the city, the county. We encompass the entire state, whether it be South Carolina or any other place we stand, and then the entire country of the United States. We acknowledge that every being in this vast nation is seeking the same safety and happiness we are. Finally, we push the boundaries of our imagination to the edges of the universe, embracing all beings without exception. This is the ultimate antidote to loneliness. When we pray for the universe, we realize we are citizens of it. We are not isolated fragments. We are part of a colossal, breathing whole. The bag of rocks feels infinitely lighter when we realize we do not have to carry the weight of the world alone. We only need to contribute our share of love to it. As we lower ourselves back into the present moment, grounded in 2026, we are faced with the question of how to move forward. How do we inhabit this new year? The answer lies in the balance of energy. Mindfulness is not just about sitting in a cave in silence, it is about appropriate action. There is a time for noble silence, for the deep, restorative quiet that allows the mud of the mind to settle. But there is also a time to make noise, to clap, to celebrate, and to bring high energy to our community. The key ingredient in both is mindfulness. If we are silent, we are mindfully silent, not just zoning out. If we are loud, we are mindfully loud, celebrating with intention rather than chaotic distraction. We have walked a long journey to get here. Perhaps not the literal 75 days of a peace pilgrimage, but the 365 days of the past year. We have arrived at this moment, right now and here. The invitation is to step into 2026 without the baggage. We have asked for forgiveness. We have granted it. We have generated love. Now, we must walk. We must commit to walking through this year with happiness, peace, and compassion as our guides. We don't need to struggle anymore. We can choose to walk lightly, treating every step as a victory and every person we meet as a recipient of our boundless goodwill. The bag is gone. The path is open. Let us walk.